guarantee you, 2021, there might be a Great Depression. I'm kind of on that train now. I didn't used to think that way, but I'm kind of close to it where I'm like...
and now that there's...
Because it's weird. It's worrisome.
A typical Democrat that's going to elect or have people in the cabinet that are very pro-corporation, very pro...
And if they win Georgia, they will be able to control a lot of shit. It will change.
But I'm fearful of what I'm seeing because it's not like the idea of liberalism. It's that these are just politicians going, yeah, I'm whatever. What do you want me to be?
Well,
that's what I am. I'm that.
But
what do you want? I'm that.
You can't.
I love blacks. Whatever you want.
But here's the thing: is everything has been Republican ran for a long time. For a long time.
Been a minute.
You can. Even when Obama was president, even under Obama, they would not let him pass anything.
He was pretty conservative if you look at his thing as a whole.
It's just, Republicans have been in charge for a long time. I would like to see something different. Whether that means
it's fair.
Medical health care for all, which I am 100% behind. I am 100% behind if...
Who's going to pay for it, Amanda?
We already pay for it. That's the issue. Is like your taxes, FICA, the shit that comes out of your fucking paycheck, that goes to people that don't have money. So it would actually be less, and it would be a substantially less amount of money that would come out of your paycheck to pay for medical health care for all.
I do love that argument.
Crazy.
I love the argument where they're like, where's it going to come from? It's going to come out of the Americans' pockets, right? What they don't talk about is the military-industrial complex. I cannot say this enough. They are stockpiling shit we don't need for a millennia. Like, they're still making bullets that we don't fucking use anymore. They're still making tanks that we don't use anymore. There's so much shit that's contracted out there. There's just like warehouses and warehouses stockpiled. And that money's not going to veterans. It's not going to the actual military. It's going to these subcontracted
it's
contractors.
Going to the military, but it's not going to the people of the military. It's not going to the people that fucking fight for our freedom.
It's not going
to the people that fucking protect us. It's not going to the people that fucking care about us. It's going to shit that does not matter. It's inanimate objects.
Say I'm Marty Likes to Party, Inc. And we provide 50 caliber sniper rifles.
Like to party.
50. No, those are useful, right? 50 caliber sniper rifles.
Sure.
But we need probably 10,000 a month. So here's the contract that I submit to the government, and it's like the military says they need so many. We're going to do this so that you have a surplus. And they go, sounds great. So now I'm making 10,000 50 caliber sniper rifles a month. And I stockpile them. I'm still getting crazy money. Yeah, they're providing jobs. Most of these jobs are fucking they're not all American. They're buying parts from all over the fucking place. And that money is siphoned straight to the top, the most wealthiest people in the world that are making, these are militia arms dealers, basically. That's where that money's going. It's not going to your Navy. It's not going to your fucking Marines. It's not going to your hip replacement, your knee replacement.
Most of these people know that. There's a weird...
Well, turn a blind eye.
But there's like a weird percentage. No, it's not even that. Like, there's a large percentage that I've noticed of military personnel being 100% more against what's happening.
That's true. I've seen a little. Yeah.
And so I've seen a turn. And I feel like anyone that's just educated enough to understand that humanity is dying and people need help and people need to be treated as human beings in order to keep succeeding as human beings. Because if you stop treating people as human beings, your society fails.
Yeah.
So if people are being stuck in the dust, people are getting lost in the dirt, people are getting desperate, and people that have actual empathy and can feel feelings and they're not a psychopath or a sociopath for that matter, I feel like that's the unity we need to focus on.
Yeah.
Like, everyone needs to understand that there's certain ways that people are trying to fight for things. Like, I love AOC. However, some of the shit that she says really drives me crazy.
It's a little out there.
Because she gets so intense. And it's also...
Yeah, like, whoever voted for Trump, we need to put them on a list. You're like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
She needs to cut Nancy Pelosi off her body. Nancy Pelosi is a tumor. And the tumor is taking over the body that it is hosting onto.
Yeah.
And she needs to cut her off. There's people that, sure, you may be a Democrat, you may be a liberal. I may want to latch on to you, but there's tons of liberals and Democrats that I do not fucking like. And I hate them. And I will not side with them just because my political view should be in line with what theirs is. They have a different opinion. So I think the normal people in society that understand that you can be on one side, but also have views for the other side.
Yeah.
And you are a compassionate and loyal person.
I honestly
think if we were to cut the fat, which is people like Nancy Pelosi, people like McConnell, people like Trump, there's shit that Obama did that now is coming to light that I fucking hate about him.
It's the old way of thinking.
It's just cut it out.
Yeah.
And fucking make those old ass bitches be dropped. No one should have an infinity of a term.
Yeah.
That should not be in existence. It should be 8 years max for Supreme Court. It should be 8 years max for a fucking mayor. It should be, you know what I mean? Like, all of these seats, like, what's the point of going to be president? What's the point of going to Supreme Court if you might not get a spot on it because no one's dying? Why would there be any change? There's never going to be change unless we fucking change the issue, which is people need to fucking change.
Yeah, and
you have to grow. You can't have your old ass grandma saying her same political views that she had in the 50s for now. It doesn't match. It's two different worlds. It's two different things. It's two different eras.
Was it Bill Burr that was talking about on SNL when it got really quiet when he's like, you know, everyone has those relatives you just don't bring shit up to.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's like, oh, you know, here comes the racist shit. You know, it's like...
Like, I'm sorry. I do not agree with Blue Lives Matter. I don't. And I will 100% say that, and I will stand by that.
I think that's coming from a stance that might be... You know, but you got to understand where they're coming from.
Fuck you. I don't give a fuck where you're coming from. Understand that there is an issue. Approach the issue. Understand that there is a problem. I understand that there are police. I get that. I get that their job is hard.
They die. The police die every day.
Here's my thing.
It's crazy.
You chose to fucking go in that position.
That's true.
You chose to take that. You chose to go with that and realize that you were going to be put face to face with issues that you would not know how to handle at that time. There's no amount of training that can train an officer to figure out when to use their gun and when not to. I
think what the military goes through, I think that is probably as close as you can get.
Yeah, but even then, you're just close.
Yeah.
It's not a for sure. Any time that you are approached with something that is out of the ordinary...
Where you get the fight or flight thing. Someone points a gun in your face and you're like, or you think it's a gun. Might be a sandwich.
I'm not a Blue Lives Matter person. I think until we approach the issue that is at hand, which is Black lives do matter. I'm not saying that a white person's life doesn't matter. I'm not saying that a Mexican person's life doesn't matter. I'm not saying that someone else doesn't matter. I'm not saying a blue life doesn't matter. I am just saying that their life has mattered less to everyone else for a long time. And I think that everyone can agree that there's a lot of shit that has mattered less to people.
Yeah.
You don't realize that all those people that pick your fucking groceries, that pick your fruit and your vegetables, your shit in the fields, those people don't get paid normal wages. They don't get fucking health care. They are usually immigrants. They're usually paid under the fucking table.
Well, often.
All of the sudden, let's be really upset that these people aren't getting paid regularly. What do you think was happening the years before that? No one was getting paid regularly. No one's getting fucking regulated. Everyone's just doing what they do. There's always going to be a head honcho. There's always going to be someone that makes more money than everyone else and doesn't do the hard work. They have employed people to do the harder work for them for a lesser wage. And that is fucked. That's fucked. I think it needs to be equal across the board. I think that wage throughout the United States needs to be $15 an hour. And I don't think it should be any lower.
Well, like those right
inflation
to,
has fucked everyone.
Those right to work states
makes me mad.
The idea was good because they're like, well, everyone has the right to make whatever they want. This was the capitalist view, right?
Oh, sure.
Now, the capitalist view, like I said, a capitalist. Maybe I didn't say this, but how I feel it works. Capitalism works best if we're playing by the rules if everything's across the board capitalism, without this weird fucking corporate socialism bullshit fucking welfare we're doing for companies all the time. ExxonMobil getting subsidies and bullshit. Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving on. Without that, capitalism...
Didn't Exxon also kill the guy that had made the water car? The car that ran on water?
Some conspiracies.
I think they did.
I think he fell on that sword.
I think someone killed him for sure because he made a way for everyone to survive without oil. If someone makes that, think about that.
Yeah. Well, no, wait, hold on.
Wait. Go on. Wait, say your thing. Say your thing and then we'll go back to that fucking crazy shit.
I lost it. What was I talking about?
I'm sorry.
What was I talking about?
Capitalism. ExxonMobil getting subsidies. Does that
we were talking about... God damn it, Amanda.
You were saying really smart things. I can't reiterate what you were saying.
We were talking about, the right to work state. In a right to work state, because you were talking about people picking berries, Mexicans, the people working in agriculture, right?
Yeah.
Well, in right to work states where there's a lot of agriculture, obviously.
Mine was more based with
Oklahoma.
California of being there's fires and smoke.
California, just what they do is they go, we'll pay you a base rate for...
Which is trash.
Whatever. But in right to work states, this is a fun thing they do. Like my buddy Josh, he was a waiter in Oklahoma. And what they do is they go, a right to work state says you have the right to make whatever you want. So there's really no...
Washington is a right to work state. And you can also fire anyone at any point. You can quit at any point. You can fire at any point.
So, yeah, which
you don't have to get notice.
It does allow you freedoms, and you can make whatever you want. But this also gives a leverage to companies to do something like, we're going to pay you 50 cents a pound for every blueberry you pick, right? 50 cents a pound. Now, if they don't hit if they come under the amount of minimum wage, they just go, here's a base rate of minimum wage. You work so many hours, minimum wage, that's what you make.
Yeah, but minimum wage is trash.
And if you make over that, they go by the 50 cents a pound, which barely goes over minimum wage. So they're always in that range where these people are making, they can't make, it's impossible. You'd have to pick crazy amounts of blueberries.
Minimum wage, the cost of living, everything should be the same in every state. It doesn't matter where you are.
It's weird, though.
Well, and I get that.
Economy's different everywhere.
I get that it's
Houses
weird.
Houses are cheaper.
I get that it's odd. But why isn't it the same? Because you have Amazon in every single area. You have fucking Walmarts in every area. You have Targets in every area. But yet they still make the same amount of money from every area.
Yeah.
Even though they live in California or New York or fucking Canada. I don't care where you fucking live. You're still making the same amount of money no matter where your business is.
Yeah.
So why the fuck is it not the same all the way across the board?
Yeah, well, I think the argument has been that local government and local
Well, and that's what I'm
taxes
saying.
are
Local
so
government.
different. So that, you're like property tax in Oklahoma, where I'm paying property tax, I only pay,